So firstly, guys, I'm Perry Power. Lovely to meet you all. Massive thanks to Sean. Sean don't know this. Well, he may do. I might have said it a few times, but when I was 12, I dreamt of owning an estate agency, right? That is proper sad, I guess. But the only guy I could find doing it, putting stuff out there, was Sean. So he was like my David Beckham through school. Some kids were like, had a wiped clean picture on the wall of him and everything. It was so cool. Never taking it down. What I wanted to do, let's go back here quickly. So I wanted to try and share low cost, no cost. Market's tight. When you launch a business, you haven't got very much money at all to get it off the ground. I didn't 10 years ago. I had myself, a mobile phone and 25 grand, and that's it. So I wanted to share a few bits that we do and done back then at Power Bespoke to really help you get off the ground. It's tough out there. No one's got the money to spend on loads of marketing efforts. So you've got to be great at what you do. So first one, no joke, put your mum's house on the market tomorrow. And your nans, and your aunties, and your dads, and anyone else that you can convince to have a board outside their house. They're going to generate you 10 properties to sell, for sure, that aren't on the market. You've got to convert 5 of them as clients. You're out the blocks. Do it all again. The issue with that is it's bloody hard to convert 10 properties to sell not on market to on the market. That's where you've got to get really good. Simon, you'll love this. People might have thought we had spoke before, and we really haven't, right? I am anal about Net Promoter Score. Our last 112 clients, we've got a Net Promoter Score of 87. That's mental, I think, considering that Apple's got an 86, maybe?
30 years of marketing and 100. It's mine.
Wow. But this kind of all leads on and stems on from everything, in my view. There's no point doing marketing if you're giving shit service, because you're going to market yourself to get more clients to give shit service to them. So if you really focus on that first, you won't need to do much marketing, because what that generates, so across our business, we've got a proactive, automated, double-ended, whoops, that meant double-sided, referral program. Whaley's been in my slides, clearly. He's taking a picture of that, look, you bastard. Perry does double-ended. But what's mad about that, right, so this is completely automated. A week after completion, it shouldn't really be automated, you should be picking up the phone, but this is where you can put layers of safety in place. If you have a bad day, your kids are off school, you drop off the bandwagon a little bit for your discipline and structure and focus and that kind of stuff. Just automate it. So a week after completion, hi Louise, only Power Bespoke, hope you're well, thanks for being a lovely client, blah, blah, blah. Who do you know? Next reply, that's her reply that come in. Honestly, you guys are amazing. Where's Simon? Simon, there he is over there, see? I knew you were coming, that's why I put this one in here. So we've got a reply, it's just completely automated, and as a result, you see over that side, our biggest client source, this isn't appraisal source, our biggest client source is recommendation agent, then the brand, appy conversion, being a great estate agent, converting that applicant as a buyer into a seller, pass from land, we've got a land department, agent personal network, and all that stuff. So that's really important, I think, back to that slide, track it, automatically track it as well. You can't just send this to the 10 clients you know had a great service. It has to be to everyone. Hence why we've got some 1s and 2s there by the looks of it, which is terrible. But shit happens, doesn't it? At least you know and you can react to it. Next one. Oh, here's some more. What's these ones? This one's lovely. Same again. You see the same text message, because it's fully automated. I already have my sister-in-law, Kim Foot. Apologise, I'll get back to you sooner. Thank you, in particular Steph, for getting the sale of the line. I don't know them right now, but I'll definitely let you know. And they're going to get another text in 3 months. They don't know this, but they're going to get another one. Hey, Sarah, just checking in. Who do you know might be thinking of moving house right now? These are so cheap and free to do. You just got to do them, and it produces such good results. Know your numbers, like seriously. For the agents in the room, if I asked you on average, how much do your team negotiate from initial offer to sale agreed? What is that percentage? Who could tell me? Off the top of their head. The issue with that as a room of estate agents is that's the only real thing that you bring to people's move, in my opinion. Videos are amazing. Obviously, Damien is the boss. But that's all to generate interest so we can negotiate, and he mentioned it, the highest possible price out the buyer. So our company, I can sit in front of somebody and say, look, I know that across our whole company, we will get an offer and we'll extract on average 4.39% out of the buyer from initial offer to sale agreed. In one, what was that? That equated for our clients, 363,000 quid from initial offer. Our team have extracted out of clients that quarter. That was 1 quarter. So what's that a year? 3, 6, 9. About £1 million a year more. That to me is what an estate agent does. Any questions so far? I like questions and engagement. There's a microphone flying around somewhere. I don't like talking at people. Yes. Oh, go on.
Yeah, I've got a microphone, so let me run up there.
Go on, my runner. See?
Who was it?
White, clean runner.
Hi,
Hi.
You know, you were saying about being like automated and it's basically free. What do you mean by that?
I say free, low cost, no cost. So you could, we've got an amazing CRM called Salesforce, which is an incredible CRM. I've spent ages and years and thousands, too many thousands building it. But you could just put them into a MailChimp active campaign manually on completion. We used to do that before we moved to Salesforce. Now, luckily, it all talks to each other. So 1 week after completion, they're going to get the Net Promoter Score. What's even better with that, I could sit here for ages talking about it. Don't get me started, please. But the promoters automatically get invited to our closed partner, Power Partner Facebook group. To say, hey, I'm so pleased you're happy. How about you join our partner program?
Cool.
But yeah, very simply, MailChimp, before we had Salesforce, we had a / page on our website. The admin team in the office would go to it, put in the name, email address, completion date, and then that would then trigger the automation. So it's manual trigger, but now with Salesforce's automatic trigger, the automation can be built out in ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, high level. Who spoke high level earlier?
That was myself.
Yeah, high level. So all that kind of stuff, and it's so good. People get a 7-year, every completion, every buyer and seller get a 7-year happy home anniversary nurture.
Amazing.
I could go so deep on this, but I was worried that I'm going to run out of time, but I don't think I am.
Thank
You're going to
you.
get me started. That's all right. Any other questions so far on referral programs, automation, putting your mum's house on the market?
Can I just ask, you know, you said you send the survey out. Do you just do that as a one-time, or do you check it at each stage of the process that you can measure it?
Every stage. Post-appraisal, 1 week after being live, 6 weeks after being live, 1 week after being sale agreed, on exchange, on completion. And it's really interesting, actually, because we've had clients that were like, we had a terrible Net Promoter Score, maybe post-sale agreed, but the agents really pulled it back.
But it allows you to focus on where you can improve the business most, doesn't it?
yeah.
It's great, yeah.
You cut me in half, right? I'm actually quite a good estate agent, but I'm actually a tech pure geek. If anyone knows me in this room, I just love to mix the two things. Tech will never replace the estate agent. It will enable the estate agent to do more better. Use the right tech. This is pretty mad, right? So this is the same period, 1 year different, but with 2 different pieces of tech. And this is our proposal software that we use. Sorry, Suzanne, it's not Ackerman, but I'm sure it would have the same kind of results. We used to use one and we get a 33.33% conversion rate with 6 days on average to sign. We moved to another one and we're getting a 64% conversion rate. This was in May this year, with an average close time of 3 days. So it's great you go out there and give great advice to people, but still in our own company at times, I'm like, dude, it's 2 days. Have you sent a proposal out yet? They're like, oh shit. I'm like, they can't sign nothing if they ain't fucking got it, can they? Let the tech take it, do its thing, send it to them. It'll also remind them that they've not opened it. Once they've opened it, it'll also remind them that they've not signed it. And because of those added automations, it increased our conversion rate hugely. Our company-wide across the board is always 50% of living rooms we sit in, we will sign. Any questions so far on that?
What software is it?
It's called Get Accept. Sorry, Suzanne. Is she in the room?
I think she's outside.
But also check out that as well, because that is really good. Put your hand up if you're the world's best negotiator. Oh, there's not enough. There's not enough of them, guys. So, one of the big things that I recognised very early on is that the only real skill that I can bring to the game, I didn't go to college, I just about got GCSEs, didn't go to university, but I'm a really freaking good negotiator. The best in the world. I'd even challenge my idol sitting over there. And I couldn't prove that though, could I? And you can't really prove it to a client ultimately. So you had to put something in front of them. So I got certified very quickly in advanced negotiation skills. It's a one-day course, maybe learnt 3 things out of it, but it was the ability to put it in front of a client and say, yeah, I'm going to charge you 2%. Why is that, Perry? Because I'm an advanced certified negotiator. Are they? Knowing that they're not, because they can't give anything tangible to people to show them. Actually got to really, really shout about it, I think. So now all of our agents in our company, when they join, a big part of that, because one of our core values is we are shit-hot negotiators. And going back to that, very few other agents will, one, track it, so that's fine. We win most of the time. And if they are tracking it, I very much doubt they're getting that level from initial offer to sale agreed, unless they're Sean Newman. This is where the sexy things start. When you appreciate that you bring negotiation as a skill to the client's move, you can then start charging for it. So I charge clients to negotiate their onward purchase, and I take a cut of the saving that I save them. So a real world example, I added 20% to my already 2% fee just for saving them 25 grand. And I must have dropped my pants on that one. Great negotiator. Because normally I would charge 20% of saving, but I charge them 10%. But my £14,500 fee just became 17,000 quid. Sorry, 12 become 14.5. Just because I offered them the use of my negotiation skills if they want it. And they was like, yeah, I'd love you to. Very few home purchasers like to negotiate their property purchase. And I've even done it for estate agents in the industry. They've called me and said, Perry, my wife's seen this place. Can you negotiate it for me? Because you know you're going to fuck it up when it's your own house. And when your wife's in your ear saying, don't, and it happened to me. So that is really, when you get this and you start offering this, it can really make a big difference. And your proposition is like, John, remember this, no one's excited about selling a house. They're excited about their next move. So if we focus on their ultimate goal, not the house sale, the house sale is the blocker, I guess, for their next chapter of their life. What I talk about is their next chapter. And the house sale's like, oh, I've got to sell my house first. What I really want to do is move to the coast. What I really want to do is get rid of this arsehole because we're going through a divorce. So you focus on the next chapter. And then when you focus on next chapter, but then you focus on differential as well, you're like, great, John. Si and I lost someone yesterday, actually. We quoted 2%, he was 0.75, blah, blah, blah. No worries. But I said to him, fine, so if you sell your house for 700, that means you can buy at 800 because you want 100 grand differential. That's what I'm hearing. You think your house is worth 800, you think you're gonna have to buy for 900, has 100 grand. If I can get you 750 from a cash buyer, and that means that I can save you 150 on your next house, you're 50 grand better off. Let go of the sale price and look at the ultimate goal. The more you can get clients focusing on that, the higher your conversion will be, I'm sure of it. What else have we got here? Oh, here we go, yeah. Offer it and they will come. So now, because we now offer property buy-in services, and actually what people do is they come to our website and they, on our online chat on our website, manned by Moneypenny 24/7, they ask us, hey, I've seen a house, would you help me negotiate it, please? And then we charge people just to do what we do day in, day out already, without the cost of photography, without the cost of time doing viewings, without the cost of sales progression. Like, it's pretty incredible. When you understand that you don't sell houses, you help people move house, and you do that with negotiation. The little tricks that we do, like I say tricks, I've never ever done a tie-in. Who does 0 week tie-ins here? I love you all. Who ties people in still? Please stop. Oh, dude, come on. There's no benefit to the client at all, I don't believe. And let's do a podcast one day. I'd love to do that. But a few reasons why it's great to do it. It reduces the friction for a yes. So when you're a bit of an unknown business, we were and still are at times, I'm like, why would you sign for 21 weeks of Savills? Give me a week. If I'm shit, sack me, and then go and sign with Savills for 10 weeks. And more importantly is you can sack them whenever you want as well. I've had to disinstruct clients before, because we'll come on to other slides, but I just think it's such a nice way to show clients that I'm going to produce, otherwise I get sacked. This is more market right now. Some people might not agree with it, but it works for me, is I build in the price reduction on instruction. So remember, what I'm trying to do with these talks is things that are going to help you grow and sell and list and sell more houses. One of those things is why have a big disagreement in 4 or 5 weeks' time when you can just have it on day one and pre-agree the price reduction. Because we might need it, so we work on target price, marketing price, and if after 6 weeks or 8 viewings, whichever the sooner, there's no solid interest, we'll be discussing something like this, John. Offers over 750 or guide price 775, more likely 750. But the best time to have a price reduction negotiation is when you don't need the price reduction. The worst time to do it is when you need it. So even if you don't do this, at least start having the conversation 2 or 3 weeks before you actually saying, right, now I need that price reduction. Agents wait until they need it to start asking for it. This is a good one. And I'm a bit of a genius. Look, scan that QR code, boys and girls, and you'll get a full download of this post. So this is what I call when you properly add value to Facebook groups. Oh, look at the phones coming out. And I'm not talking about posting on comments saying, call me, here's my number, I'll sell your house. Or I've just sold one over asking price, give me a call. It's proper good content, advice. This was a local Facebook group that I bought my house on Westvale Park. We're called Westvalers, by the way. And I put a post in. I was like, hey guys, I'm an estate agent, just bought on the development. Here's my top tips when selling a house. Copy and paste. Always best to try and keep the audience inside the platform rather than linking them away to landing pages and stuff. And that ended up getting 52 likes, 23 comments. We directly listed a house off the back of that, and we had an extra 3 appraisals. The group had about 1,500 people in it. Does the QR code work? Yeah. Awesome. So that should take you to the page of the Power Agent program that I run, which has got the full copy and paste text download. And what you can't see on there is what I do immediately is I add another 5 comments to the post to boost my own post. So you'll notice in a minute when you download it, it's like, oh shit, I forgot number 7. Oh, number 8. Oh, and number 9. But it's all completely planned, obviously. This will increase your conversion rate by at least 10%, if not 15%. Offer a mentioning authority agreement. Slow it down. What I mean by that, advice meeting, right? It's very hard. This is out of our CRM system, right? So we've built our own custom stage, which is mentioned. Then it goes to sign, low key, available, sale agreed, exchange, sold. I listed a house. I went to go and appraise a house, 2.5 million quid. It came off the back of a buyer waiting letter, direct mail. My man over here is a genius. He'll talk you through it. But I knew a buyer on our database went to live in a certain area with at least 15 acres. I've used some great tech that's out there called Home Search, pulled it up, sent a letter to every house. There's only about 200, I think, with at least 10 acres in that area. I got an advice meeting. Woohoo! Went round there. The letter said something like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you know, the usual stuff, right? Savills went round there as well. I was like, oh, bollocks. All these big brands, all these LPPs and stuff, and a little old Power Bespoke. But I'd done something they didn't. They wanted to rush her to sign, rush her to market, open day this Saturday. And I said to her, I can sense that you're probably not that excited about moving, are you? She was like, I've loved this farm so much, but my husband's ill, got to downsize, got to sell it. I was like, well, look, why don't I just mention it to a few buyers off market in the first place and see what happens? She was like, that'd be great. Because I hate the idea of strangers in my house. She lived on her own, husband was dying, frail, big farm. So she signed a mentioning authority. In the Facebook group, I've actually put a copy of the wording of that. So if you're not in the Power Agent Facebook group, do go in it. It's in there somewhere. It was incredible. Mentioning authority, I had a call into the office. Someone's looking, nothing came from our buyer database. It was almost cocked this one up, to be honest. But then I had a call into the office, a guy looking for a farm in the Horsham area, ideally 15 to 25 acres. This had 22 acres. He viewed it. I used the whole, let's get into market next week. So you need to be quick on this if you want to buy it. How much will they take? I said, obviously nothing under asking price because it's not even on the market yet. I think I'll get 2.6 for it. I was like, all right, I'll offer the asking price. That was already 200, I think we're going to list it at 2.25 million. A great strategy of mentioning authority is stick 10% on it just to get it signed. Because that commitment of signing with you, I've signed something with Perry at Power Bespoke. It's a much different feeling to them than it is the other 3 agents they've just seen. They're committed to us in one way or another. But then you've got to deliver. That's the hard part. You've got to pick up the phone and ring buyers. Mad that. A lot of people won't go from, just met you to on Rightmove in a week. You really slow it down, step by step. Josh Vegan, I love him as well. He is in my phone. I haven't harassed him for the last couple of months though. He says, progress the customer, don't harass the customer. Progress them to the next base. It's like dating, I suppose, isn't it? You ain't going to go from... Anyway, we'll move on. It's not a fucking valuation. You're not allowed to bitch, cry, or call the client a dick when you lose it to a higher valuation if you call it a valuation. Can we just take a picture of that and put it over social media? Not allowed. It gripes me when I'm like, oh, what a dick. He went with them at 850. I know, but you booked him a valuation. What do you expect him to do? You're telling him to choose on value, on valuation. Stop calling it a valuation. Call it an advice meeting. I'll pop round and give some advice about selling your house for the highest price, or however you want to perceive it. One of the pieces of advice is don't sign a long contract. You're going to talk them through how to do it. And ultimately, at the end of it, you're going to say, do you want me to do it for you as well? This is how you should do it. I can do it for you. That's massive, that one, actually. Take 2 pictures of that one. And actually, we're not even legally allowed to call it a valuation, are we? We're not Rick's Chartered Surveyors. They've got letters after their name. But they call us to give a value anyway. Man, crazy. Change your words, change your outcome. Who thinks words can change lives? Love that. In our kind of onboarding training program of Power Bespoke, when new agents join us, we've got a massive shift in terminology and the language that we use. And it's hard sometimes because you've got to think about the language you're using. It doesn't come natural half the time. We versus you is a big one. Imagine you said, John, really sorry, ain't gone to plan. You need to reduce the price to 700. How about instead we said, we need to reduce the price to 700. Totally different. Switch that word you to we, and your outcomes will change hugely. Because it ain't you against them, it's we're in together. Little stuff like that. Going a bit deeper. These are kind of the words that we change. This one I think is the most important one. We all talk about instructing. Go on, can you instruct me to sell your house? You're better off saying, how about you employ me, John? Let me get out of everyone's way. The words you use will absolutely change your outcome. There's some big ones there. Sell your property. Oh, I want to sell your property. That's what you want to do. You want to sell their lovely £5 million property. What they actually want is help moving. So when you change your terminology to align with what they want, you'll get a much better outcome. Valuation, advice, market your property, manage your move, listed. This is a big one. I still see it to this day. It drives me bonkers. I've just listed this lovely new house. What the fuck does listed mean to someone that don't know the industry? I've just been asked to sell. That elevates you to, I've been asked to sell this £2.5 million beast. Oh my God. Damien gets asked to sell £3 million beast. I should maybe sell with him as well. Change your words, change your outcome. Can I give you a valuation? Can I show you how to achieve a premium price? Can I show you how to achieve the maximum price? Offer. Hey, John, I've got an offer for you. Great, that's not asking price then, is it? If you said I've got an offer. I've got a buyer for you. Great news. The only problem is they've come in under asking price. But don't worry, I've already rejected that. Because as you know from our negotiation plan, we always reject the first offer. I'll come on to that in a minute. Any questions so far? Because I'm waffling again. Look, you need to slow me down. Yeah, my man.
Question?
Yeah.
No.
It's all right. So just back to your certificate, your negotiation certificate. So do you, if you're in a meeting with a customer and they give you pushback on that particular certificate, do you rely on that in order to charge a higher fee?
Yeah.
Because with all due respect, if you were to put that to the side, really, the fee comes in value either in results or the customer understanding that the value is your results. So you could do 100 courses and 100 certificates, but if that person doesn't understand the value, then it's kind of perception, right?
Yeah, but you've got to win the client to show them the value, I guess, haven't you? So just a little thing that, I mean, it was about 200 quid for a day's training, just to stick it in the old browser. And not every single time, but when I feel it's going that way, yeah, you'd flop it out on a dining table.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I like it because it's different perspectives.
And the certificate as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sorry. Any more questions so far? Right, here's another big one. Right, always give two prices. Always give two pricing options. Never give one figure or a valuation. All ties in, yeah, all links. We, John, have two options here. Guide price 500 or offers in excess of 475. Let's discuss the pros and cons of both. I'm not here to give you a valuation. I'm here to say how to get the best price. What's amazing with this, right, is it's such a, I'm so simple. You're probably learning this by now. I'm such a simple guy, but I'm just extremely structured and disciplined, and I literally sit in my home office most of the time. I hardly ever leave. I'm fortunate enough to be asked to do a few things like this, but I generally always say no because I just don't like travel. I've got 4 kids and all. I know, I look 12, somehow have 4 kids. But when Sean asked me out, I had to come, it was great. But this is so simple. If they're seeing 3 agents and now you're giving 2 pricing options, your 4 options, you're 50% of the decision-making process. So just by basic psychology, you're going to increase your conversion rates. It's pretty mad. Oh, where more pictures? You can have these slides, and I will send you them, unlike him over there. How much do you have time?
5 minutes.
Performance fee, everything. Always. Non-negotiable. You never remove the performance fee from your agreement, you just change where it kicks in. We've learned, some of our guys at Power Bespoke have learned that lesson the very hard way. Because you know when you get something and it just flies. I'm telling people right now when I'm giving advice to them, this is a fly or flop market. I don't really know until we go to market if it's going to fly or flop, but if it flies, it's going to fly. And this one was crazy. This is Simon as well. Cool. I don't want to think you were coming today, sir. Agreed at 450, 50k less than the highest offer, but there's a 14k performance fee there, which is almost as much as a 16.5 grand fee. It's a bit of land in, where is it? Oxbridge. No, Uxbridge. But it's just crazy. We had it in, we never thought, a bit of land next to the airport, you'd have thought, oh, you'd be lucky to get 250. All of a sudden, because of the performance fee, we're getting a huge fee, just getting a huge price, and that's not a problem. That's a good outcome for both parties, in my opinion. If we hadn't had the performance fee as standard, we'll be getting half that fee. Price promise guarantee, everything. So our brand fee is 2% plus VAT. But it comes backed with our price promise guarantee. So when we're delivering those fees, and for new people coming in, it's like, oh, I'm used to charging 1%, how am I going to charge 2%? It's like, well, first you've just got to start saying it. Our fees are 2%, as opposed to 1%. And if you really want, you can follow that on to be, and comes back with our price promise guarantee. What happens there is the client's like, what's the price promise guarantee? They tend to not focus on the 2%. And it's really simple. Whatever they have to, we have a target price. As I rewind it back, you'll notice our target price. Anything under we agree at, it's relative. We'll drop our fee by the same percentage. So a house there for 500 grand ends up selling at 490, 10 grand under. That's whatever it is, 2% less of the target price. 2% minus 2% is 1.96%. Still a great fee, but we're in it together. If your price comes down, mine comes down a bit as well, but not by a huge amount at all.
Do you do it the other way? If you exceed?
Yeah, because you've got the performance fee.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, okay. So
yeah.
What are you charging on that?
So that generally is 20% on anything over. So target price is 500, 20% on anything over. But again, you can flex, our guys flex it all the time. You see the one I showed earlier, it was 10%. The point is just have something there.
Yeah.
Have a plan for everything. We've got our Power Bespoke 9-point negotiation plan for a sale. We've got a 6.8-day negotiation strategy for a purchase. We've got our anti-stagnation plan, a pre-reduction checklist, property sales strategy checklists. We've got an 11-step plan that many people in here may already have a copy of. If you have, great. We use it for everything. We use it for our prospecting. We use it for our advice meeting structure. We put it through people's doors or on the market, saying, hey, I see you on the market. You might find this helpful. This is how we sell houses. And we've got it as YouTube playlists. We've got a video for each step on YouTube. It's kind of the way we sell houses here at Power Bespoke. And you'll see that, yeah, this is from inside our Google Drive, but yeah, pricing strategy, presentation strategy, promotion strategy, marketing strategy, launch strategy. Like, life needs a plan, right? All agree? Yeah. But no estate agent really ever shows their clients their plan for every aspect of the transaction and the sale. You can download it though, scan that QR code, and then you can download it if you want. We're on Google ads to that, we're on Facebook ads to it. It's telling them how to sell their house, and by the end of it, we're pretty much, how about we do it for you? We will source information, and it really helps us get high fees. I'll be quick on this one, but for this current market particularly, and I want to share strategies that can work right now, our kind of pre-contract deposits, we do it very differently to other things out there. We build our own platform, and we take 3, 10, 4, 6,000 quid on offer acceptance, and the buyer promises to exchange 28 days. It's more certain for you, more certain for your client, less fall-throughs. You and the seller get paid if it falls through. Not suitable in all situations, but when it is, it's absolutely incredible. Generally, it's just chain-free properties, but they're still mortgageable, so it's not great to put them into auction. So that there's a mid mixture of private treaty, public auction, but it's in the middle. So,
how do you do that with the solicitors involved? Because when the solicitor gets involved in a deposit after the sale.
By that point, it's too late. They've already paid us a pre-contract deposit.
Okay.
We advise.
You've got like a contract, have you?
Yeah. So the platform we've built, they have to tick to say, I've taken advice from my solicitor. They have to tick to say, I've read the full legal pack. I've read the searches. I've checked the title plan. I've had advice on the title register. Here's my 10 grand. I want to buy the house, please. They've got 28 days to exchange. But if they want 56 days to exchange, that's fine as well. If they want 75 days to exchange, that's fine as well. But you just commit. It's called a committed transaction process. You just commit to doing what you said you're going to do.
If they commit to 28 days and don't exchange in that time, what's the repercussions?
Technically, they lose it and we go back on the market. But common sense prevails, and if they're just a bit delayed, and we had no other offers to revert to, and it was genuinely delays, then yeah, we just give them extension. But they're like sweating. They're ringing me saying, "What? It's mad having a buyer ring you, saying, I'm so sorry, it ain't gone through yet." And it's like, don't worry, do it tomorrow, I'm going to take your money. And then what happens? It works, committed offer sale, committed offer sale, committed offer sale. It's a really, I just sold one in Walton-on-Thames. It was an auction. This was for sale by unconditional auction. So with this platform, no doubt, the auction company outside have got a similar proposition. You can't be, you need a solution for every problem for clients, right? And if you're sitting there going to see a client that's had 4 fall-throughs and like, I don't know what to do, my house fallen 4 times. And the reason that is because no agent has said to them, look, you're selling it the wrong way. You shouldn't be selling it private treaty. You should be selling it via auction. But they don't say that because they haven't got the option to sell via auction. So they just end up saying to them, I'll try and take it on and I'm better than them, so I'll make sure that I don't have it fall through. Turns out it's subsiding, falls through, bollocks, number 5. So you need to have all the toolkit, all the tools in your toolbox to solve every problem. Bollocks, I'm going really slow. I thought I was going to be too quick with this. Direct mail, listen to gates, really real world situation. This is recently, systemize it. Every single house that we sell gets a just sold to every house for sale. 3-mile radius every time you agree a sale and exchange. Better still, every time you list one too. I know Sean's hot on this, but this is real life data from how we've since signed another one of them. So on £2,000 spend, we had 3 appraisals, 2 instructions, all second hand, average fees of 15 grand a piece, all reduced by at least 100 grand. That was on at 1.15 million, I think, this one. The one at 775 is coming on with us as well, just signed. So it's just direct mail for me is the quickest at the moment, the quickest. Social media, long-term play. Direct mail, immediate return. This comes back to be brutally disciplined. This is my week structure. Take a picture of that if you like. See if you want to know what time I go to bed. 10 o'clock. What time I shower and feed the baby and do my socials and reply to messages. But this is how brutally structured I think you have to be if you want to achieve anything. If you don't manage your time, other people will manage it for you. And if you don't time block stuff, when you're going to do your outreach on a Friday, I record all my content on a Friday. 2 hours, done, once a week. I know I'm doing it every single Friday. If this was on a Friday, I wouldn't be here. I can promise you that. It's a Wednesday, I've missed my tennis. Well, I saw you were playing tennis yesterday. Right, yeah, we better get out on the court. So that is how brutally structured I am. My meetings are 2, 4, 6, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My clients get a copy of this. The reason why I'm showing this is my clients have a copy of this on instruction, on appraisal. I'm like, look, here's where I am. Saturday, Sunday's family time, but don't worry. I've got my viewing assistants that will cover viewings. Put my kids to bed at 7 o'clock. This level of communication, and this is how Perry's going to act and work with me, I think is so important. And you can also download that free planner as well if you want, the Power Planner. That is really good. That works off of non-negotiables on a Monday or Friday. I will never have a meeting on a Monday. I will never have a meeting on a Friday. Because if you look at my Monday plan, it's all about negotiations on the weekend, client updates, Zoom updates. I use Zoom a lot to update my clients. It's quicker, it's easier. Sorry, did anyone scan that? Were you trying to scan this? Haven't got it?
Good question here.
Sorry, Craig. Once you...
Microphone.
I don't need it.
Once you give a copy of your routine, how do you maintain boundaries when you're dealing with clients to get deals over the line and trying to get that boundary check where actually you want the deal?
So the 80-20 rule's got to overarch everything. So if I've got a 25 grand deal waiting to exchange on a Wednesday when I'm playing tennis, clearly going to sit in my car quickly and try and deal with it. But 80-20 rule and brutal, you've got to be brutal. Honestly, like, you have to be, don't you? Because everyone wants a piece of you every second of the day. If it's not your clients, it's your colleagues, it's your wife, it's your kids, it's your tennis buddy, it's whatever. And so as long as I can't operate without that level of structure, I won't know what I'm doing. Because I'm my mind goes at 200 miles an hour. I'll check out a new bit of tech later on probably that Whaley showed me, and I'll go home tonight and I'll break into my bedtime to check it all out. But I know I can't, so I've got some free time built in there. And it's, people don't like it sometimes. You know, yoga is for my mental stability, I've decided. So, yeah, be brutal, drop it in a WhatsApp group, new clients, WhatsApp group set up, PDF document in the WhatsApp group, just a heads up, here's where I am. Every Monday you'll hear from me with an update what's going on and the next steps.
The thing is, I'm the complete opposite.
Right.
Available 24/7.
Yeah, nah.
The issue that I have, the benefit is, but the issue is that I face
sometimes going crazy.
Yeah.
Where I have to sometimes pull back.
Dude, I had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Swear to God, I had a breakdown. Not long ago either. What you've got to do, and it's different, you know, all I keep seeing is these agents online thinking, you know, oh, I'm available 24/7. One, clients don't want you 24/7, they want their house sold and want to get moved. That's what they want. Not, I know, let's piss Perry off on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock, see if he is really available. So I think it's just a bit of a, you don't need to, what am I trying to say politely? Fuck it. You don't need to whore yourself out to clients. You need to give them a solution to get moved. But when I first started 10 years ago, I was a whore.
I think it depends. Depends on price.
Yeah.
You're dealing with like a £20 million home compared to a property that's less. I'm not saying that you need to necessarily haul yourself out.
Oh, you definitely don't want £20 million houses, that's for sure.
But, you know, there's going to have to be times where...
There has to be boundaries.
Exactly.
As long as it's communicated clearly, I think it's cool. What you can't say, and this is what does my nut in, you can't say I'm available 24 hours a day and then you get a call at, I've seen it happen, 9 o'clock. What the fuck's he calling for at 9 o'clock on the Friday? Does my head in. Don't promise it if you can't deliver it. If you're available, answer your phone. Or put boundaries in place and say, look, I'm around, I'll put my kids to bed at 7 o'clock, John. My day, between 8 and 9 is my day close off. I'll call you at 8:30. Or WhatsApp, I can't talk right now, I'll call you back at 8:30. You've got my schedule, you've communicated it. Communication is so crucial with clients, obviously, and it's the biggest thing that people do complain about for estate agents. Oh, good, right, I'm almost done. So, what next? 3 more QR codes if you want them. Funny enough, we've got for the last 6 years, I've run a 2-day boot camp where we spend 2 days in a room. We are fully clothed, and because I'm married now, and we go deep on this stuff, the automations and all that kind of stuff, and how to be. I think I'm quite a simple estate agency, but I make it quite simple because I am quite simple. If that makes sense. It ain't overly complicated, is it? Estate agency. I think I find it easy because it's the simplest thing in the world to do. It's not easy. What am I trying to say there? Yeah, simple, not easy. Thank you. It's so simple, but it's so far from easy. I've got the Power Agent Facebook group. I'll try and do as much as I can in there. And if you're going to do nothing else today, join that 4-part free training at the bottom. I've been getting messages from people saying how amazing it's that they found it. And it's just loads of value like this across 4 videos. There's text to you every day, once a day for 4 days. Consume it, and I'm sure it'll help. God, that was way longer than half an hour, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. Hope you found it helpful.